Alireza Firouzja is the #1 ranked blitz chess player in the world. Not only that, but he is the fastest player to reach 2,800 ELO ever. Little did he know he would recently face one of his greatest tests against the massive chess streamer GothamChess. With the odds stacked against him, the game begins with Gotham moving his white pawn to e4. Firouzja responds with pawn c6. The white pawn advances to d4, and the black pawn moves to d5. This is known as the Caro-Kann defense. The f2 pawn moves forward, while the opposing pawn advances as well. Gotham's knight jumps to c3 and the black bishop slides to b4. The white pawn advances forward, followed by the black bishop shifting to a5. This is a surprising move since the b4 bishop would usually attack the knight instead of shifting over. This leads to the white bishop sliding to e3. The black knight jumps to e7. This causes the other white bishop to slide to d3. Firouzja brings his knights together and Gotham simply advances his pawn. This move was made to try and force the opposing bishop away. The black bishop moves to b6 to avoid danger. Gotham's other knight becomes active by moving to e2. Firouzja takes the opportunity to capture the e4 space with his pawn. Instead of capturing back with his pawn, Gotham decides to use his c3 knight. This creates a lot more flexibility and potential moves. In this position, Firouzja decides to castle. Gotham takes advantage of this by doing the same. The position is equal up to this point. The black pawn on e6 advances forward. Gotham plays cautiously by moving his bishop back. Firouzja captures on d4 with his pawn. The e2 knight captures the space right back. The black knight moves to e5, putting a lot of pressure on the opposing bishop. Gotham makes the surprising move of pawn c3. This doesn't stop Firouzja from moving his other knight to the center of the board. All four knights now share the center. The white bishop moves away from the pressure of the central knights. The rooks finally become active, with the one on f8 moving to e8. Gotham moves his bishop to b3. Firouzja makes the very clever move of pawn h5. This is a very awkward move since it wasn't very predictable. Not knowing how to respond, Gotham moves his knight to the corner. Firouzja continues to play an intimidation game with the pawn, advancing once again. This move caused Gotham to waste 34 seconds before deciding on queen d2. Firouzja once again advances the pawn to h3. The white pawn on g2 moves forward to try and relieve some pressure. After spending a lot of time, Firouzja moves his knight to f3. This creates the first major trade of the game. White knight captures, black rook captures, and the remaining white knight moves away. The black rook slides to e7 in response. At this moment, Gotham realizes that there's a forced set of moves that wins him the game. He starts off with his bishop capturing on b6. Firouzja quickly responds by capturing back with his queen. With only 19 seconds on his clock, Gotham moves his queen to d3 with the idea of a potential checkmate. Firouzja tries to block this with pawn g6. An extremely powerful move is then made, with the white rook capturing on f7. Firouzja only has one move to make in order to not lose. He finds it with bishop f5. This suddenly creates a lot of potential trouble due to its pressure on the white queen. Gotham sacrifices the rook while capturing his bishop. The black pawn captures it, and the white queen captures back. Gotham only has 9 seconds on the clock now. Firouzja plays the perfect move of queen e3. This move allows the queen access to most of the board and even threatens checkmate. The white rook slides over to f1 in response. Firouzja protects his king with rook g7. With only 3 seconds left on his clock, Gotham jumps his knight to h3. The black rook quickly moves over to e8. Gotham moves his knight to f4, with under 2 seconds left. The black rook on g7 slides left. Gotham quickly captures the d5 space with his bishop. The black pawn captures back, and the white queen immediately moves to g5, causing a check. The black king moves away to safety, and the white queen checks again. With no time to think, Firouzja makes the game-ending move of king e7. He very quickly resigns with no immediate way out of his position. A chess streamer has just defeated the #1 ranked blitz chess player in the world.